Really what's happening is we need to lower, per this AIM Act, we need to lower the what's called the GWP, which is the global warming potential. Obviously, we all hear about global warming every day, whether it's on your phone or on your TV or your billboard or your radio. We're all hearing about it, right? So this AIM Act has set forth a global warming potential factor of 700. That is the number. So, in layman's terms, let's just say carbon dioxide is one on the effect on global warming. So, 700 is 700 times greater than carbon dioxide, right? So, guess what? R410A and R22 are both over 1800 GWP. They're not even close. So, we have to do something else. So these new refrigerant, they're new on the scene, I should say. They're not new. R32 and R454B, they've been around for a while. R32 has been in window air conditioners since 2015, I believe. So it's not new, but they've never been allowed to be used inside a structure, like with a split system. Speaking of codes, every state in the union had a code that says you cannot use these types of refrigerants that are now referred to as A2Ls because they're mildly flammable, right? They're not explosive like propane or gasoline or kerosene, things like that, but they're going to burn if they're high enough concentration and they catch on fire. So all the states had code said you can't do that. That's why they weren't using these types of refrigerants. Every state in the union over the year 2024 has been scrambling to update that code so we can allow this to happen. So that's a change that adjusters are going to come up against and things like that. And they're going to be hearing these sorts of things out there. So, and then there's going to be new things that are going to have to go along with these refrigerants that are quote unquote mildly flammable, right? You might have to have new training for the technicians. They have to have different spark resistant tools when they work on these things. These systems, these little bit bigger systems are going to have refrigerant leak detection units on them. So if this refrigerant's leaking out in a high concentration space, like a basement or utility closet or things like that, this thing would pick it up kind of like a CO2 detector and shut down the system and things like that. So definitely change is coming with this. It's all happening quickly. Per the AIM Act, no more manufacturing of R410A systems starting January 1, 2025. They're going to have 1 year to sell through the split system equipment and 3 years at this point to sell through the package unit equipment. So light speed changes coming. A lot of information out there. I think even the technicians are scrambling. You know, this is the mom and pop shops out there scrambling to keep up with what's going on with this, how it's going to affect what they can and can't do, and things like that. So it would not surprise me if this is going to be a very complicated year going into 2025 on, you know, answering questions about codes, regulations, things like that related to HVAC claims.